Hello, my name is Rita Ganime, and I'm a fashion designer, and I make kimonos. So people are always so curious about this. I'm Lebanese, not Japanese, so why kimonos? This was never intended to be a business, actually. I officially began my line in 2015. But in 2014, I made a kimono for a photographer friend of mine, Laura. She did a trade for me. She shot my kids' line at the time, and she asked me to make a kimono. The spiritual components of my practice, it's really important for me to share because that's the foundation of how this whole kimono journey has been, and it's a part of who I am. And so to me, it's intertwined, it's personal. At the time, I was doing a lot of Kundalini yoga 5 days a week, an hour and a half, very rigid, very kind of dogmatic. But I was receiving these incredible benefits from the practice at the time. And so playing mantra music while I sewed was just kind of the way everything was flowing. 9 years later, I'm very in flow with my own spiritual practice. I'm just led intuitively to what I need to do, whether that's reading Khalil Gibran or pulling tarot cards or journaling or dancing to really loud techno music really early in the morning and waking up all my neighbors. Sorry, guys. It's just something that I change, or playing with my cats. It's just something that I change and that I feel drawn to in the moment. So it's also kind of the way that has led me through my kimono making process. It's not as rigid anymore. When I first made the kimono for myself, I wrote a very clear set of intentions, and I played the mantra music, and it was transformative. I was sewing, I was chanting. It was like I was putting my intentions into this kimono, and it literally was like this piece was going to be like a 3D talisman of my intentions. And so it was just something that came to be. And so then going forward and working with clients, it was the same thing. But at that point, I just said, this is the only way I'm going to do this as a business. Merging my purpose, which I felt was holding space for humans, and activating their highest self and making them feel heard and seen, and then just giving them a space to share from their heart, and then making something like absolutely fucking gorgeous too. So like that was, the fashion and then the purpose. So I really felt like I had found, the holy grail for me. I literally sewed every single kimono myself for the first 3 or 4 years. It was amazing. But then it became kind of overwhelming when the demand for kimonos surpassed my ability and even my desire. I didn't want to sew 5-6 days a week, which I was at one point. And for the first couple years, it was like this high, but then I'm like, okay, I have to look at this as a business also. And I found some incredible sample makers, which were really aligned with, my ethos, and then they made everything by hand, and it was just incredible quality. The realization was that my design process itself, that's where the magic was. That's where the intentions were, because when I'm playing, whether it's techno or mantras, and I'm activated to my highest potential, and I am in this high vibration frequency, when I make the first sample out of every design, every piece, that's where the magic goes. So it doesn't matter if I'm not making it myself, the design process is where the magic is. And so the intention and the flow is infused into the piece.